Hi everybody, welcome to day 5. Can you believe it? It's the final day of our Move Me to Portugal starter series. We've covered so much this week, from tackling those essential documents like your NIF, to demystifying visas, exploring the ins and outs of renting versus buying, and dreaming about all the different lifestyles and locations that are available to you here in beautiful Portugal. And today we're going to bring all of that together. We're going to give you a clear path forward, some real actionable steps so that you can stop feeling like you're overwhelmed and start making your move to Portugal a realistic reality. So let's recap what we covered this week. On day 1, we dove into getting your NIF, opening that trusty Portuguese bank account, understanding the tax implications and landscape of moving to Portugal, and securing your NISS. Day 2 was all about navigating the different kinds of visa options and understanding the pathways to Portuguese citizenship. And then we went to day 3. We weighed the pros and cons of renting a home versus buying property here in Portugal. And yesterday on day 4, we explored the different lifestyles, popular locations, and what families really need to consider whenever they're coming here with school-age children that are going to be in the education system. And we put this together for you all because these are the foundational steps to really seeing some progress towards moving to Portugal. Getting these steps right is absolutely crucial for a smooth transition to your life, whether you are 2 years from planning out or 6 months from planning your move to Portugal. Now, I know, even after all this information, I can understand the whole process can feel a bit overwhelming. There are a lot of moving parts, but here's the key. The key is to break all of this down into smaller, manageable steps. That's why we laid this out in 5 days, at least to start. But now you have a solid understanding of what those initial steps are. And honestly, that's a massive win because if you didn't know what those steps are, you now have the power of knowledge. So let's talk about putting all this together and what a potential timeline or action plan might look like for you depending on your circumstances. What we've seen is that people generally fall into a few different categories when it comes to their readiness to move to Portugal. First up, we have the I know I want to move abroad, but I'm not entirely sure if Portugal is going to be the it category. Maybe you're considering Portugal alongside a couple of other places, or maybe you just know you want to leave your current country and you're still trying to figure out where the place is going to be. If this sounds like you, we typically see it take anywhere from 1 to maybe 2 years to really put a realistic plan together and all the pieces together to move here. There's a lot of exploration that's required and other decision making involved. Then we have the second category, the I know I want to move to Portugal. I'm very excited about Portugal, but I'm not exactly sure where I want to go in Portugal and the exact date. This is really exciting because now your heart is set on the Portuguese Riviera. Maybe you've been here on vacation, you fell in love with some pastel de nata. Now you need to nail a few things down, like what does your budget allow you to do in terms of where you live? Where are your kids going to go to school? And which school cycle can you actually fit into depending on the application process and when school starts. The good news is you've decided on Portugal, which is amazing, but now you need to firm up some of your timeline. And for someone in this category, assuming that you can make some clear decisions on what you need to move forward with, we can typically see that it takes about a year to make an actual move to Portugal happen. And now we have the third category. Finally, this category is the I know I'm moving to Portugal. This is exactly when I'm moving, and this is the location that I'm moving to. This person is ready to roll. Now, they might have been preparing for a couple of years. They know where they want to be specifically in terms of the region, but maybe they need a sub-barrio that they need to actually land on. Now they're ready to get into action mode with a real estate agent, maybe a mortgage professional if needed, and potentially an immigration attorney to help with all the fine-tuning and details associated to their visa process. We've seen clients who are in this ready to execute their plan mode get here in as little to 6 to 9 months, which is primarily focused on getting your housing established and processing your visa. We found ourselves in this position in February 2022 when we were moving from Singapore to Portugal. We had started all the paperwork gathering in that month, February. We had our lease started for our apartment in April. Our VFS appointment was shortly thereafter. And then fast forward to June 2022, we had our D7 visas in hand, just in time to enjoy Festas Populares that year. The sardines were amazing. The Vino Verde was amazing. we were so excited to be setting foot into the country. So no matter what category you're seeing yourself in, this starter series is intended to give you the critical steps and a plan of action that you need to work through to make a move to Portugal, I'm gonna say it again, a realistic reality. And I tell people all the time, moving to another country, y'all, is 80% planning and 20% taking action. If you miss out on the taking action part, I'm just telling you right now, straight in the face, it's not gonna happen. So the action part is so incredibly critical. So now that you understand the importance of each of these steps and the potential pitfalls if you don't accomplish some of these things, if you're looking for a streamlined approach and want to avoid that feeling of overwhelm, our Move Me to Portugal guide provides you with a comprehensive and overall checklist, step-by-step set of instructions, and full access to the trusted partners that we have been procuring and curating over the course of the last couple of years, because it's important. Sometimes you want people by your side to do the heavy lifting for you. So imagine having a reliable tax consultant to help you understand your tax life in Portugal, even before you set foot here, an experienced immigration lawyer to guide you through the visa process, and a trusted real estate agent ready to help you find your dream home, all vetted and ready to assist you. That's what our guide offers. And if you're ready to have a personalized conversation about your specific situation, get tailored advice from me and Joseph, we invite you to book a discovery call with us. We can answer your questions. We can help you get super laser focused on a specific critical path to help ease through the overwhelm and start making some real progress towards making your dream in Portugal happen. So there you have it. You now have a solid understanding of the initial steps involved in towards moving to Portugal. The next step is honestly in your hands to take action and to start making that dream and turning it into a reality. Whether you choose to utilize our guide for that step-by-step approach and access to our trusted partners, or if you want to book a discovery call for personalized guidance, we're here to help you on your journey. And again, thank you so much for joining us for this 5-day Move Me to Portugal starter series. We are incredibly excited to see you make your move to Portugal. You can find all the resources that I've mentioned linked for you in the descriptions below. Until next time.